artist. To create our digital mosaics, please open up a tab. I am using Google Chrome. That tends to work better, so if you can, go ahead and do that. Then you're going to go to your Google Apps. So look at the waffle here in the corner, upper right-hand corner. This is your Google Apps. Click on that. Then click on Drive. You'll need to let Drive load. And then click on the plus button to make something new. So new. Then you need to go down to where it says More. Go over and you'll find Google Drawings. All right, congratulations. You just opened up your very own Google Drawings. First thing we need to do is we need to label this. Just like when you get a piece of paper, the first thing you do is put your name on it. Well, with this, if you click on the title and it all highlights blue, you can backspace. Please write your first and last name and then your teacher's name. So if you are in 3rd grade and you are in Mr. Nannon's class, write Nannon. Alrighty, now that we've labeled, we can go ahead and get started. So we're going to make a background, and I want you to make your background black, and there's a reason for this. That's because the black will act as though it is the grout, which is the part in between the tiles or the glass that artists use to create mosaics. So to change your background, you can right-click, click on background, then here's all your color options. Now you don't have to do black. I'm just using black because it creates really strong contrast between the pieces that I'm going to create for the mosaic. So I want the background to be black. Click on that and there you go. So to start, you'll need to find a picture to work with. This will be your reference picture that will help you create the mosaic. And when we're doing this, it's really important that you're using this correctly and appropriately. You are on your school Round Rock ISD account, so anything you search is contacted with your name. So be very wise on what you are searching. It needs to be school appropriate. And when you are looking for an image, I recommend starting with something very simple, and you will see why in a moment. But first, let's go through the steps of how to insert a picture. So take your mouse to Insert, Image. If you have an image on your computer that you would like to use, you can upload it here. If you have an image saved to your drive, you can click this and upload it that way. I don't have one saved, so I need to search the web. So click Search the Web. This will load. It's going to Google. I recommend doing something very simple and something related or based on nature. So things like fruits or vegetables or maybe a very simple flower would look really nice when creating your mosaic. If you want to try to create an animal of some sort, you can do that too. But just to start off really simple, I am going to look for a banana. I love the bright colors that bananas have. And then I'm actually going to look for a realistic photograph because I'm looking for an image that has nice values in it. So different tints and shades of the banana. I actually like that one pretty okay. So then you click on it. Ooh, let me move. Click on the image you want, hit Insert, and that will pop up the picture. Now I don't love how it's upside down, so you can put your mouse on the dot. This will rotate the image. I'm just going to go ahead and rotate it 180 degrees, maybe tilt it a little bit like that. Now it looks a little strange with the white, but that's actually not going to be there when you are finished, so don't worry if it's kind of sticking off the page. But I do want to make it a little smaller just so it is centered. So play around with that, get it to where you would like it. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so after you have your image, actually, I'm going to make it a little bigger. So think in your head as you're trying to decide like how big the image should be. You're only going to make the mosaic of the actual item or object that you're trying to create. So yeah, so that's a pretty good placement for the banana. I like it. Okay, when you're happy, just click off to the white space there. That will not highlight the image anymore. So like I said, we're actually going to be like tracing the image. So the rest of it will actually go away eventually. To trace in Google Drawings, we're going to use this tool called Polyline. And to use that, you need to take your mouse to the toolbar, click on this little line segment. It says line. If you just click on it, it's not going to work. You actually have to go to the drop down, the arrow, go down to Polyline. Sorry, it's called Polyline. And that's because these polylines will help us create polygons. So a polygon is just a 2D closed shape. Now that word closed is really important because let me show you. You're actually going to start making shapes in on top of the image, like we're tracing it. So there's one side, and I'm going to go around. I'm going to keep going. I'll shape down there. You can make those any way you want. And see how it just connects already? I don't have to click again. Then maybe I'll go up there. And then when I'm ready to close it, over there. Okay, I closed the shape. It's going to pop up and fill in the shape with this blue-ish color. It's kind of boring. And also, my banana is not blue. My banana is yellow. So go to the fill, the little bucket up here. It's your fill color. Click on that. And try to find a color that matches the image. It does not have to be perfect. This is a digital version, so of course it's going to look a little different. But try to think about the value. Is it more of a light tinted yellow, or is it more of a darker shade of yellow? You know, some areas might have some greens, but this one's a pretty just average color, so I'm going to start there. Okay, I like how that looks. That looks pretty good. Then, but there's one thing that looks a little strange, the border of the shape. So then click on the border, the little pencil there. That's going to allow you to change the border color. I'm going to match it with the color I chose for that shape. Awesome. Then if you click off to the side, oops, sorry, I forgot. Don't click off to the side because then it's going to make you actually create another shape. But if you create a shape that where you don't want it, all you have to do is backspace. Okay, and then there we go. I like how that looks nice. And then I'm just going to create a new shape. But something really important here to know is that mosaics, the pieces are never side by side. They never touch. There's always some space in between it, and that's where the grout goes. So there's going to be some spaces between your pieces, and you will see that eventually we will erase the image and the black background will show through. So it's like you are making the puzzle pieces here by creating the shapes. Let me build another one. Again, this can be any type of shape that you want as long as it is closed. Okay, I know it's closed because it filled in that color. And then I can pick a different color to fill in. That's kind of on the edge there, so I'm going to make it a little bit of a darker value. Maybe like that. If I don't like it, you know, I can always test it, go a little darker. Yeah, I think that will create kind of the shadow that's being casted. And then, of course, match your border color. And there we go. You can really create some cool things with this tool. I love it. I think you're really going to like creating mosaics here. But let me just do a few more examples. Since that one's on the top, there's a bit of a highlight. So I'm going to use a lighter shade. Oopsie, that was my border color. Let's fill it in too. That would help. Okay, that's way too light, right? So let's go a little darker. A little darker. And match my border. Okay. Sometimes I like to click off of it just to get a feel for what is happening and what I've been building. So to do that, take your mouse up, go to the arrow here. This is your select button. Select it, click on the white space. Now I can kind of see. Also, when you're building, another trick I like to do is I click on the image, hit backspace. Look, this is how it's going to look. You're going to have your little pieces, your mosaic, digital mosaic pieces. The black background is going to show through. Now, it'd be kind of hard to build it without that reference image to look at, to know where to put my banana. So then all you have to do is say undo. That's going to bring the banana back. I click on the white space on the side there, and then I'm going to go back and continue making the polyline so that I can create the shapes. Well, what's cool is that this is already populated, that I'm going to use the tool Polyline. So just click on that, and then you can go back to your space, back to your shape there, and just keep on going. I would try to make some just unique looking shapes. It's going to make your mosaic look more interesting. You can make them some small, some big, really whatever you would like. One more thing before I send you on, artist, is that if you're not liking the tints or the shades that you're finding here, you can always create a custom color. So what I like to do is I like to find one that's close to what I like. That one's pretty good, but I just used it. So I want some variety, some different colors. So click the plus button. Now this is where you can play and create all sorts of different colors. So if I want a little darker, I'm going to go down, make a darker shade. You could also play with transparency, how light or how see-through your color is. And of course, you could change the hue here as well. But I'm just going to focus on the tint and the shade and click OK. There we go. Yeah, that looks all right to start. Then the border color. And since I just made that, it's going to stay here. Makes it pretty easy. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, work on my mosaics, and then I'll see you in just a minute for the final product. Okay, here we are. So I erased my reference picture, and here is my finished mosaic. One thing I wanted to show you while I was working, I discovered if maybe you don't love one of the colors or the tints or shades that you created, you have to go back to the pointer, you click on the shape that you want to change maybe the color of, and then you can come in here and I'm going to do a custom, make it a tiny bit lighter, a little lighter of a tint. Then you can kind of play with it. So it's actually a lot easier than I thought, which is great. Good little trick if you do want to change anything just a little bit. All right, wanted to share that to you. When you are happy with your mosaic, then what I want you to do is please share it with me. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see what you create. Click the share button here. It's going to load, and then you just need to type in my name, Brooke_Hurlbut. Hopefully it will pop up at roundrockisd.org, and then you just need to press send, and I will get an email with your artwork. Okay, artists, I hope you have fun creating your own digital mosaics, and as always, have fun, take chances, and stay curious.